What's up everybody, Gerald here and welcome back to another fishing video. I have had an absolute nightmare of a morning. Normally I leave my house at 8 o'clock. I like to say goodbye to my wife before she goes to work, so I left at 8, got on the road and hit traffic. Now my journey normally takes me 20 minutes to get here from my house. Today it's taken an hour and 40 minutes. So I have finally got the rods out. I had a quick walk around and the lake is absolutely choked with weed on the main section where we would normally fish. Now the platform swims are unfishable. I could fish from the tent swim, but there's a massive bit of weed in the middle which I'll show you in a video clip in a sec that I do think would hinder me. So I am down here in the Oak swim. I'll show you this a little bit more in a second. Fingers crossed we can catch a fish. I managed to put 2 rigs in a tree because I was in such a rush to get everything out. So I'm just going to sit back, have a quick cup of tea, then I will show you where all my rods are and I'll just quickly show you the swim. Whilst the kettle's boiling, I'll quickly show you the swim. This is the Oak swim. It's the second swim that you come to. We did fish next to it in the first swim the very first time we were here. I've always wanted to have a go in this one, and with the weed being the way it is, it's a perfect opportunity. So we've got our left hand rod out and it's just in this small clearing of weed here. The middle rod is off this tree, and then the right hand rod is just off this tree down here. And to get it there, what I have to do is I walk into this clearing that is next to the swim and I just give it a gentle underarm cast just out through this gap here. Oh, we've got touch guys. It's good signs, that's the middle rod off the thing. So yeah, well, as I was saying, we just underarm cast it just gently, just off under here, and then we pass the rod round this tree and into our swim. Right, I'm going to get back to my rods because that could go any second, fingers crossed. We've got pop-ups on all of them, the same flavours we always use: pineapple, cell and the buttersink. So here's the rig I'm fishing with. It's just a very simple pop-up rig, exactly the same as before. We've got the Supernatural braid in 25 pound. We've got a swan shot there. That's the buttersink pop-up, just hair rigged on, and then that just goes up to an inline lead with just a bit of a tube in there just to kick it away from the lead. One of the good things about this swim is right next door we have the very first swim that we fished before, which is quite good because we can keep an eye on, see where we've got fish coming in and out of the body of the main lake. See, there's a channel just here and a channel over the back, and I believe there's a fish on the surface over there. When I walked around this part of the bank, right down in the cove down there, which is really shallow, there was a carp just floating around, which you'll see on the video now. So I'm going to keep popping my head in this little section, just keeping an eye out. If I see fish, then I might move into here. We could put a rod just over here, one just out there, and maybe one just in between all this weed down here. But as you can see, the weed is everywhere. I'm getting loads of knocks on this middle rod, which is just off this tree over here. I have put 10 freebies out around it, so it could just be tench picking up the freebies and just brushing their tails up against the pop-up, which is making the alarm go off. They are set to very sensitive because obviously we are fishing near snags, so I want to be straight on the rods. It's now 2 o'clock and I'm probably going to pack up in about an hour and go home. I've been sitting in my chair, I've had a nap, I've had quite a few cups of tea and just sat and watched a few things on YouTube. It's been very quiet. I did see a tench rolling that spot over there, but apart from that it's been very quiet. No fish. They're probably all over in the other side of the lake, which is completely unfishable at the minute, unfortunately, unless I have a weed rake, which I think I would be there doing all day long. So I did have a little walk down the other end, didn't see anything, walked back up into the bay and again didn't see anything. So we're going to give it an hour and then pack up and get ourselves off home. So I've just finished recording that last bit of footage where I said there was no fish, and as soon as I sat down, a fish leapt out right here, right next to the bank, about 8 pound, nice little common. Any fish would do right now, so I'm just hoping that one of these rods flies off. whilst it's nice and quiet, I thought we'd just have a quick catch up about what I'm thinking about the lake and what we're going to be doing going forward. I've probably fished this now for about 10 sessions and it's proving extremely hard going, but that seems to be the consensus across all of the members of the lake, not just the guys that I fish with. In those 10 sessions, I've managed to have 2 absolutely beautiful mirrors, which I'm more than happy with. All the other guys, apart from Pat, have caught a fish, unfortunately, so hopefully he gets one soon. Now, I don't know whether it's hard going because of the weather. Now, we had a really warm May, which caused the fish to spawn early, and then since then the temperatures haven't really dropped. We're halfway through July now and it's really, really warm. It's caused all of that weed on the other side of the lake to grow, which has made that side of the lake near enough impossible to fish. You know, we'll have to wait and see over the winter how it fishes. I might just come down and do some pike fishing in the winter, I don't know yet. But I'm thinking, you know, I probably will rejoin next year. But I've got to wait and see. I've got to wait and see how the winter goes and see what happens when it cools down, whether I need to know, because then I'll know whether it's worth fishing in the summer or whether it's just worth leaving it alone. But like I say, the lake is absolutely stunning. I couldn't think of a nicer place to be fishing right now, to be honest with you. I normally fish more commercial waters, and my last indicator, as you've seen in the video, was basically on a main road, dude. It was pretty much just a hole in the ground that contained a 30-pounder, so there was always a reason to fish that. We don't really know what's in here. Stock levels are not as high as we probably thought they were. I think there's only probably about 50 fish in here. Now 50 fish over 5 acres might sound like quite a lot, but because of all the snags and the weed, only having half the lake to fish is making it harder to find them. I have seen a couple of fish today. Like I say, I see a tench rise over there and then a carp just decided to leap out there. But finding the fish seems to be the thing to do on this lake. If I can find their patrol routes and put a bait in front of them, they seem to take it. But today, so far, nothing's really happened, unfortunately. So it's coming up to 3 o'clock now, so it's time to pack up and get myself off home like I normally do. I don't want to get stuck in traffic like I did this morning. It's been a shorter session. I was forced to fish a different swim, so the only good thing about that is I now know that quite a lot of this is clear. The bottom is quite hard, there's not a lot of weed in this swim, so you know, I can come back here and fish with confidence. So I'm sitting here doing my editing and I completely forgot to do an outro. So here it is, tight lines, wet nets, and I'll see you all soon. It's really taught me a few things. I have to be a lot more patient with my fishing than what I used to be. So sitting on my rods and not touching them has been quite difficult. Sitting on my rod and not touching it, that just sounds wrong.